Hey everybody, y'all ready for this? No, you're not, because I'm not ready for this. But it's halfway through the month and I still haven't done this. You guys know I always do my monthly hauls right after the month ends. It's been crazy. We haven't got it done. So what do we have? What did we pick up this month? Well, first of all, we picked up Angie Kills a King by Evan Lakem. Evan, I hope I pronounced your last name correctly. Might be Lakem. I could be wrong. Anyhow, I was at Worldcon, as many of you know, and they just happened to have a authors take over Barnes & Noble event going on at the same time as Worldcon, where a bunch of the authors that were at Worldcon ran over, had a quick event. I say quick, it lasted about 2 hours, and eventually they had to kick everybody out of the store. Yeah, quick may not be the right wording for it. But anyhow, I'd been hearing about this book since it came out. And then, of course, Evan also got to interview. I think he did the interview on one of the stops for Joe Abercrombie tour. Don't quote me on that. I'm 99% sure that was the one. So I've been wanting to read this book. Finally went ahead and picked it up. He was there. So, yeah, I did get it signed for me. But that was the first book I picked up at Barnes & Noble out in Seattle. While I was there, I also picked up, again, same event, I picked up The Voice of War by Zach Argyle. There were a ton of authors in, I should say, there was, I think, 8 authors in there at the time, and I just had a limited budget. So it wasn't at that same event, although he was there, because they didn't have any copies on hand. But at Worldcon, I also picked up a copy of Mushroom Blues by Adrian M. Gibson. If you haven't seen the SFF Addicts interviews from Worldcon, there's a bunch of them. I've seen them out on Instagram and stuff, at least snippets of some of them. I'm sure there's some on YouTube. Check them out. Those guys were awesome. MJ Kuhn, Greta Kelly, Adrian Gibson did a great job. Also, while I was there, what do we got here? Palmer Pickering was a moderator at one of the panels that John Minton, JCM Byrne, and Bookborn were also on. And she hooked me up with a copy of Dark Town. Definitely going to be checking out this one. Going to be talking to her later. Hopefully, we're going to see if we can get that together. And then the last book I got at Worldcon, and this is not my whole month pickup, but this is the last one I got while I was there. I got a copy of, let's move stuff here, Taming the Perilous Skies by Dr. Phil Marshall. He gave me this one as well. All he asked is that I give it a little read and tell him what I think. And so I will do that just as soon as I can squeeze that onto my TBR. My TBR is a little full until probably December, but we'll see if we can sneak it in. So I came home with 5 more books than I left with. I know, shocker. But that was just the Worldcon trip. What else did I get? Well, I do want to thank author Luke Boswell for sending me a copy of his book. Did confuse me just for a moment because I got it from Amazon. I'm like, I don't remember ordering this. I remember seeing it. But that's because he sent it to me. So I appreciate that, Luke. Definitely going to get this one on the TBR. I know a bunch of authors have talked about this and have talked to you, or authors, booktubers have talked about this. So I will be checking this one out as soon as I can as well. And then I've got a few that were sent to me by the publisher, Flatiron Books. Sent me Total Dream Boy by Caitlin Doyle. Yes, this is a romance, but we are going to be doing a romance recommendations by romance authors sometime in January. So I'm going to be reading this, see what I think of it. And maybe reaching out to Caitlin as well to see if she wants to be a part of that. Gravity works. I'm not a professional. Also from Flatiron Books, they sent me Erased, What American Patriarchy Has Hidden From Us by Anna Maleka Tubbs. This one is nonfiction, but I do appreciate them sending that to me. And, I am kind of interested to see what that one says, so I will be checking that one out as well. Pardon me while I get the book I dropped. The floor is farther away than it used to be when I was younger. This one, I want to give somebody credit for this, but I honestly can't remember who talked about this book. This book was talked about either in an interview or in a Discord. I think it was an interview. I swear I saw this. You know, it might even be somebody I interviewed. I can't remember anymore, but somebody mentioned this book, Saramago, Blindness, Nobel Prize for Literature. This book here, and this one's the one I knew the least about. I just remember them talking about it. A city is hit by an epidemic of white blindness, which spares no one. Authorities confine the blind to an empty mental hospital, but there the criminal element holds everyone captive, stealing food rations and assaulting women. There is one eyewitness to this nightmare who guides 7 strangers, among them a boy with no mother, a girl with dark glasses, a dog of tears, through the barren streets, and the procession becomes uncanny as the surroundings are harrowing. So this one's got a little bit of a creepy feel to it. Again, I want to shout out whoever told me about this book. I did order it through my local independent bookstore, and they got me this copy. So whoever mentioned this on an interview or a booktube thing lately, thank you. I picked it up. Saramago might thank you as well. Jose Saramago. Well, he passed away in 2010, but you know what I mean. Pardon me while I take my foot out of my mouth. All right, I got 2 more books. This one, shout out to St. Martin's Press for sending me a copy of this. The Haunting of Payne's Hollow by Kelly Armstrong. I will be interviewing her later, so they sent me a copy of the book. Always appreciated it. It is an ARC, so that is going to go right there on this little pile. Hopefully it doesn't tip over. And then I got one more book. Who was talking about this one? Somebody's talking about in the Discord, but somebody's also been reading it. I want to say it's Jake from Nerd Level Rising. Don't quote me on that. This is where show prep would have come in handy. But I did pick up. They only had 1 copy left. It is used, but I did get it. So, The Heaven's Tree Trilogy by Edith Pargeter. It's a horrible font. I think it's Pargeter. Anyhow, I know a couple of people have been talking about this on Discord and also on BookTube. So this one's a little bit chunkier, and I believe, like I said, it is the entire trilogy. So I will probably read these one at a time as soon as I can get to them. Anyhow, that is it for the book haul. I know I've already got some books for the next month book haul, and I didn't want to put this off and end up doing a big, longer one then. So again, that is everything that I picked up in the month of August. Sorry this is coming in so late, but it's been crazy busy, and it's not getting any less busy. So I took off this Sunday afternoon to get this done for you guys, so you can see what I got. If you see anything interesting, or if you've seen anything interesting lately that you think I should be picking up, go ahead and drop that down in the comments. And it's Sunday, so I will see you guys again tomorrow, because tomorrow Preacher from Preacher Reads is going to be joining us at 6 p.m. Central. I've also got 2 other interviews tomorrow, but they're not dropping, so you'll see those later. Tomorrow is crazy. If I don't respond, there's a reason. All right, catch you later, guys.